When we're mean, we might say or do things that hurt others. We might be feeling angry, upset, or jealous. It could happen once, or maybe even twice. Being mean is not okay, but bullying is much worse. Bullying is when someone uses their power repeatedly to hurt or upset someone. It could be hurting them physically or calling them names and saying hurtful things. So then, what's cyberbullying? Cyberbullying's like bullying, but it happens on the internet or on a device like your phone, which can make it kind of different. With cyberbullying, it can feel harder to escape because it can happen anywhere, anytime. Also, it's easier for cyberbullies to hide who they are. Plus, other people online could see what's happening and even gang up on someone. If you see someone being bullied, in person or online, what can you do? Give them support. It helps to show that you care. Be an upstander. Stand up for others and say something to the bully. Report what you see and tell a trusted adult. So, what will you do if you see cyberbullying?
Welcome back to CyberChat. Professor Gonzalez, for the better understanding of our televiewers, maaari niyo po bang ipaliwanag sa amin kung ano ang cyberbullying at kung ano-ano ang mga different forms o uri nito? And how and where do these incidents usually happen?
Okay, so yung tinatawag nating cyberbullying, wala itong pinagkaiba dun sa traditional na bullying na alam natin, na naranasan nating lahat, na nangyayari kadalasan sa loob ng eskwelahan. The only difference with cyberbullying is the domain, sa espasyo kung saan ito nangyayari. Because with cyberbullying, ito ay nangyayari sa cyberspace.
Right.
Okay? And kaya siya nangyayari sa cyberspace is because may no access yung ating mga users, yung mga participants natin, with different technological the gadgets, the mobile phones, laptops, and the likes.
Right.
So, there are many forms of cyberbullying, but to name a few, we have harassment, where the perpetrators usually send abusive, threatening messages to the victims. There's also what we call as outing, where the perpetrators would typically upload online informations that are deemed as sensitive, personal, okay, for the purpose of humiliating the victims. And there are also what we call as cyberstalking, where the perpetrators usually follow the online or cyber activities of its target, which usually leads to feeling of discomfort and feeling of being threatened on the part of the victims. And so there are so many other forms of cyberbullying aside from those that I have mentioned.
But cyberbullying is bullying that takes place sa mga cell phones, mga digital devices, computers, tablets.
Yes, absolutely. Siguro ito yung characteristic ng ating society nowadays, that we are more, what do you call this, mediated. Means to say that most of our communication activities are done using these gadgets.
It can occur through SMS, text, and apps, or online in social media, forums, even gaming, online gaming, where people can view, participate in, or share content. Hence, the significant role of social media in cyberbullying. Tama nga po kayo.
Yes.
Let's take a look at these statistics released by Hootsuite. We are social, which indicates that for January 2019, out of the 107.3 million population of the Philippines, 76 million, or 71%, are internet users. And these 76 million people are active social media users, spending a daily average of 4 hours and 12 minutes in social media using any device. Actually, Professor Gonzalez can help us better understand the social media phenomenon and its implications to cyberbullying. What is this paper, Professor Gonzalez, on social media as a channel and its implications in cyberbullying that you presented at the DLSU Research Congress in 2014? Is that
yes,
right?
it's actually a paper that I have written during my my study in the graduate school of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I am a communication graduate student back then, and I submitted the paper to this Congress. So I would like to, so I can share with other fellow researchers the result of my study.
So based on your study, Professor Gonzalez, what is the significant role of social media in cyberbullying?
Okay. Well, balik tayo dun sa pinakagamit ng social media because social media is a communication tool. It's a communication platform. So the study, we're able to discover that aside from being a communication tool, social media is being used as a weapon so that other people could cause harm to other people. And that's what basically bullying is all about. It's all about power dominance. So may mga taong malalakas, may mga taong mahihina, and social media is in the middle of these two people. So nagagamit siyang paraan para mag-connect yung mga tao na gustong mambully dun sa mga tao na gusto nilang i-bully. However, the downside of it is that it's being weaponized. And that's the bad side of using social media as a method or as a platform of cyberbullying.
Ang pinaka most common social media platform where cyberbullying happens are Instagram and Facebook ba?
Yes, I would agree. Kasi ito, based on statistics, ito yung dalawang pinaka commonly used form or type of social media here in the Philippines.
Professor, you mentioned in your paper the prevailing problems of cyberbullying in the Philippines, and this was way back in 2014. What are those problems then, Professor, and how are things now after 5 years?
Okay, one of the major problem back then is the absence of a clear and specific law about cyberbullying. At the time, meron pa lang mga bills na sinubmit sa Congress, but in terms of legislation, wala pa doon sa mga bills na yon ang na-enact into a specific law about cyberbullying. So that's one. The second is, there is no clear and I would say, baseline data na magsasabi kung gaano kalala or prevalent yung kaso ng cyberbullying sa Pilipinas. In fact,
conduct ng prevalence study.
Exactly. In fact, one of my experts even mentioned that most of the cyberbullying cases are, anecdotal. Kinukwento lang, but most of the victims, they don't actually report these cases of cyberbullying to authorities.
How about you, Ms. Jen Macalinaw? Based on your personal knowledge as the DICT Cybersecurity Bureau Policy Lead, ano ang pinaka-most common type of form of cyberbullying na nakikita nyo? Do you have some data on cyberbullying cases reported to your office, DICT, from 2017, ma'am?
Yeah, the reported cases to us actually are mostly harassment when we talk about cyberbullying. And the most common case would be there would be a teenager posting something about his opinion in social media, and then peers of him or her who do not agree would create a fake account for the purpose only of negating what the teenager said because they do not agree. And from there, it will flourish into more conversations that would lead to hateful speech, and then that would basically comprise most of the cyberbullying cases that the Bureau receives. And to add to the professor's statement earlier, it's true that most teenagers would rarely want to talk about being a victim of cyberbullying. In fact, when we do receive cases like this, the first thing that we do is to encourage the teen to tell his parents. They would report without the parents knowing, and they would refuse to tell their parents. But that's the first thing we encourage. We encourage them to involve their parents should they want to pursue a case. As far as statistics is concerned, for 2019, as of October of this year, we've had 30 cases of reported cyberbullying.
30 cases.
And mostly teens. Yeah.
That's quite a lot na rin. Balikan ko lang si Professor Gonzalez. Professor, can you highlight the significant findings of your study? Briefly summarize mo yung mga pinaka-importante.
Okay, siguro i-highlight ko lang yung tatlong importanteng punto. Una, social media empowers the users. Empowers in the sense that they can actually hide their identity. So yung mga bagay na hindi nila kayang gawin sa totoong mundo, they can actually do it with social media. And yung catch doon, pwede silang hindi mahuli. Okay? Another important point is that iba yung dynamics ng mga participants sa cyberbullying. Because in the real world, yung bully is yung malakas na tao at yung binubully yung mahinang tao. But in cyberbullying, it can be anybody's game. So just because mahina ka doesn't mean hindi ka pwedeng mambully. So it gives you the voice and the power to actually, even if you think of yourself as someone who's weak, you can still be a perpetrator of cyberbullying. Pwede mong ibully yung ibang tao na hindi mo kayang gawin or naturally gagawin sa totoong mundo.
Because here, you're emboldened by the anonymity.
Exactly. So there's this anonymity thing na pwede mong maging safeguard. Okay? And third important point siguro would be, in social media, information can travel so fast. So if you really want, if you have an intention to cause harm to your victim, sa isang click mo lang ng post, upload, okay, you can actually damage already the reputation, the name of the person you are targeting.
Which can be irreparable.
Exactly. And that's something that many of the perpetrators don't realize. Okay? So yun, those are some important points that I would like to share.
So given those significant findings, how are these addressed by the Department of Information and Communications Technology as an ICT policy government agency? Ms. Jen, can you please share with us about the programs initiated and implemented by your office to address cyberbullying?
Sure. The Cybersecurity Bureau of the Department of Information and Communications Technology actually has child online protection programs. So there are 3 projects under this program. One is anti-online sexual exploitation of children. Another is digital parenting, targeting the parents. And of course, anti-cyberbullying campaigns. So since the Cybersecurity Bureau deals with more of the proactive, preventive measures, it being the core mandate is cybersecurity, it's more on education, campaigns, awareness programs, empowering the youth and the parents as well in terms of responsible use of social media or the digital world in general.
When we come back, let us talk about the pertinent laws against cyberbullying and what are the legal remedies of the cyberbullied victims.